Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, we're gonna be doing something a little bit different, but I think you guys are gonna like it. So one of my favorite YouTubers out there, Graham Stephan, I'm sure some of you have heard of him. He's a real estate agent. He does a bunch of personal finance videos. They're great, but he does reaction videos to a series that CNBC puts out on YouTube called Millennial Money. So Millennial Money is a series on CNBC's YouTube channel that basically shows the budgets of a bunch of millennials. So it follows them around their city. They go into their finances, show what they spend, show what savings accounts, investments they have, houses they have, and all of that. And then they post them on YouTube, and Graham does a reaction video to these videos. So he gives his insights and thoughts on if the person's doing well, if they're doing bad, what they could improve on. So I wanted to do the same thing, but it's gonna be coming from my point of view. So Graham, he's a millionaire, real estate agent. He is frugal, but he goes over it from his perspective. I wanna go over it from my perspective, being a 23-year-old millennial, recently out of college a year and a half ago. All right, let's get right into the video. So this video is titled, Living on $118,000 a year in Philadelphia, Millennial Money.
Words can't really explain how free I feel now that I don't have any debt. I feel like a new person. I feel as if I could do anything.
All right, so right off the bat, he says he's overcome his debt. He's 31 years old, so he's had a while to pay it off, but I think this video is gonna be a great video, and I think he's gonna actually have some great ways to save, invest, and pay down your debts just because he has the experience, and it already seems like he's proud of what he's done and proud that he's been able to pay off his debt, so I think this is gonna be a good video. So that's good, he's able to work from home as an IT project manager. That's great, a lot of people are working from home now, and I think that's how it's gonna be for a while, unfortunately.
I think about money and finances about 90% of the time. Mainly, how can I make more money? How can I save more money? And what can I do with the money?
All right, so I'm gonna pause on his budget and we'll analyze it. We'll see how he's doing. All right, so $1,900 in savings, that is great. Great to do, great to see. A bunch of people in the millennial age range are not saving that much, and everyone needs to follow his example of being able to save this much a month. Investments, $1,200, including 401k, Roth IRA, and brokerage. I think that's perfect as well. He has a good split between saving and investing for the long term. Housing, $925. I'm here in Northern Virginia, right outside of DC, and I'm paying $1,830 for my one bed, one bath apartment. So that is really good. And I do see here that it says total split with girlfriend, but still, if that is split, that's good. And I'm sure they'll talk about their housing later in the video. Food, $750. I feel like that's a little high, but I guess if you include going out, going to restaurants, eating, I don't know how much they actually go out, and it might be a lot. So I would say you probably could cut down, but by how much he's saving and investing, I'm gonna say that's fine. Miscellaneous expenses, let's go over these real quick. Travel, skincare, clothes, and entertainment. $630 a month. I think that's pretty high, especially for skincare, clothing. I don't know, he might be using expensive skincare, maybe he has some conditions. We'll see later in the video though. Insurance, $172, that seems reasonable. Subscriptions, $155. Let's look into that real quick. Okay, streaming services, Amazon Prime, and gym. I'm sure most of that, $155, is that gym membership. So that's all good with me, $155. Utilities at around $132. That's also good. Phone bill, $71. That's perfect. Transportation, $70. That's great as well. I don't know what that actually entails. Maybe he Ubers places, maybe he lives in downtown Philly and walks everywhere and doesn't have a car, but either way, $70 is great. So overall, this budget is looking really good. Let's see the details later in the video.
That I spend a lot of money on skincare. As you can see, it looks good.
Okay, so he spends a lot of money on skincare as we saw in his budget. I guess if he wants to keep up his skincare like that and he likes looking good, good for him. Okay, so he splits his rent with his girlfriend, $14.25 rent in Philadelphia. I still feel like that's a really good deal. Someone go down in the comments and correct me. If Philadelphia is a bit cheaper than other cities, I at least know here in actual DC, that's a steal if you're getting somewhere pretty nice for $14.25. I know even where I'm at, 15-ish miles outside of DC, that's a pretty low rent price. As I said, I'm paying $18.30 right now, so I think that's pretty good.
Money plays a big part in my relationship with my girlfriend. I would say that she is more frugal than I am. So there will be times where we want to do things, but she doesn't want to spend the money on it.
He probably does save a decent amount because of his girlfriend. If his girlfriend is pretty frugal and likes to save money, she's probably actually helping him save a decent amount. So good for her and good for him.
I just started to get serious about paying off my debt, I would say my senior year in college. I felt that my parents did the ultimate sacrifice by putting their names on these student loans. And so if I didn't pay that off, that's something that they would be straddled with.
All right, so that's great for him, $55,000 in 4 years. That's a lot, and I'm glad he was able to actually do this. Getting your debt down as fast as possible is the best thing to do. Great on him, and great for his situation, because now he has all that extra money that he doesn't have to pay for student loans.
One person who was by my side the entire time was my mom. We started watching Susie Orman together. She was looking to pay off her credit card debt, mortgage, car bills, and just miscellaneous items. We really held each other accountable in order to make sure that we accomplished getting rid of all this debt together.
So it's pretty cool that him and his mom kind of both worked hand in hand to pay off their own debts. So he was inspired by his mom paying off their mortgage, credit card bills, and that allowed him to have the mindset that he needs to pay down his debts as well. And I think that sets a great example. So if your parents are good financially, definitely follow their example. And if they're not, try to set your own example and make sure you pay off all of your debts and be financially sound.
So growing up, I played a lot of The Sims on my laptop, and one day I found out that it came out for my Xbox One. I actually spent a lot of money buying the expansion packs for the game.
Okay, $400 on expansion packs for Sims? If that's what he likes to do, good for him. Okay, so that's one thing you saw right there. They take advantage of the free gym. Now, in his budget, he included gym within his entertainment and all of that. So that's a little discrepancy right there, but we'll let it slide for now.
So being a child of immigrant parents definitely affected the way that I saw money, because I know how hard my parents had to work to make the money that they did have. Every need that we had was met. Every want, we had a discussion about it. Why did you really want it? How valuable is this? That really shaped my relationship with money.
So that's great. That's a big reason why he is financially secure and financially sound and all of that, because his parents really set a good example. They got needs first and wants if they could afford it and if they saw them valuable enough to actually have. And that's a great tip for anyone that's doing any budgeting or trying to cut back. See what you're spending, see if you actually need what you're spending, and if you don't, cut it out and save if you really need to save. Follow his example, he's doing well.
I had a friend who started an internship at Cigna, and she told me about this program called the Technology Early Career Development Program.
That's really good. The IT field is great, and especially the IT PM field. I also work in technology, so I know it is a great field, and that's really cool that his company gave him this development program, and they also paid for his master's. So that's also something I recommend. Try to find employers that'll pay for your continuing education. A lot do now, and I definitely recommend trying to go search that out. Oh man, he's planning to move to New York in July. Okay, so there's a cool thing. Once he actually moves to New York, his expenses are going to be a lot more. The cost of living is a bunch more in New York, and he's definitely not going to be getting his $900 something rent in New York. So we'll see how that goes.
Now that I'm debt free, some of the goals that I have is to start really diversifying my portfolio.
Okay, so real quick, here are his savings and investments per month. And this looks really good. He has a 401k, Roth IRA, brokerage account, and then a savings account. This is really what you should strive to have, is have this really good portfolio, a really diversified investment and savings. Really good.
One of them is Personal Capital. It's an app that I subscribe to where it allows me to track all my investment accounts and all my bank accounts. And then I also use Mint to track my day-to-day expenses.
So that's good. He uses Mint to track his day-to-day expenses. I actually just put out a video this past week on Mint and why I use it. I'll put the link to that video in the description below. I definitely want you guys to give Mint a chance if you don't use a budgeting app already. It really helped me and it helped him as well get his finances in order so he could save and invest all of that money. There you go. I like that he goes on vacations. He's able to relax, actually pay for them without incurring debt because he's already paid off all his student loans and he has no credit card debt. And another good thing in there, I saw he uses points from credit cards to pay for a lot of his trips. So he likes his credit card churning, I'm sure, and he loves the points. If you want to learn more about credit card points and how you can get free travel, go look at any of my videos. More than half of them are about credit cards and how you can actually use these points for free travel. Go check it out.
The most important thing that I learned about money is that money doesn't make who you are. Money brings out either the best or worst in what's already in you.
All right, so that was it. I think he's doing a great job with his finances. If you guys want some tips, definitely go check out this video. It's on CNBC's YouTube channel. He's doing a great job and you guys should definitely try to follow suit. If you guys enjoyed this video, go down there, give it a like, give it a comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. If you guys end up enjoying this, I'm gonna do this video every time CNBC releases a Millennial Money. So be on the lookout and let me know below if you did like it. That's all for me. Have a great one.